Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy, El Barack, and we're getting ready for another episode of Unsigned Soul, where indie stars shine. Coming to this episode, she's a gospel independent superstar and vocal powerhouse. I'm talking about none other than Deanna Ransom. She's going to bring her stories of triumph and overcoming to our set. You definitely want to tune in and check this one out. Unsigned Soul, baby, where indie stars shine. So here we are.
Yes. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Deanna.
Tell everybody how we met.
It was about 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
I'm terrible with time, so if you say it was 2 years, 2 years it is.
2 years, the studio opening, the grand studio opening, Donald Robinson.
So we met there. Donald was opening up a new room there.
That's right.
That's right. And it was
It was a jam session that broke out, remember?
instrumentally, yes. But you grabbed the mic and started singing.
Well, yeah.
And there were artists that were singers that were in there.
That's right.
Not one of them wanted to go near her.
Didn't nobody want to sing like me.
Except for me, Johnny Dangerously himself. I grabbed the mic, we started singing, and it was magical.
Yes. I believe we went from Shaka Khan to Michael Jackson, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How'd that happen? That don't even sound like a blend.
It sure don't. But we blended it that night, didn't we?
We sure did.
Yeah, we turned that joint out.
It was so much fun. I mean, wow, the energy was crazy.
Okay, listen. I'm a fan of yours. Have been a fan of yours from the first time that I saw you and heard you. You're a real genuine person.
Amen.
You told me something that kind of surprised me and almost broke my heart. You were thinking about getting out of the music business.
Yeah, that's
about
real.
that.
That's real. It's not like it's the first time I've had that thought. And I think any artist that's been in it for a minute, you got to take the hits and keep on rolling. But, man, there are some hits when you invest so much of yourself, your soul, your energy, your money. I mean, for me, this is not a game. This is who I am. And when you put that into it, that energetic into it, and there's just, it's one thing. I'm a pretty tough, thick-skinned kind of person, but when you have so many folks come that intentionally try to block and tear you down and do so many things, and, the lies, and you just constantly getting that, it can take a toll. It can take a toll. And so I didn't tell anybody, and I was like, I'm done. I don't know if I want to keep fighting this fight. And I will admit that at the time I wasn't thinking the way I should have been. I wasn't thinking about what's on the other side and how it impacts people or even what it does for me. I was just thinking of how do I stop the lies and the pain.
Understood. What made you change your mind?
So I have to give credit where it's due, and it's twofold. There's a very dear friend of mine. Her name is Tanya Robinson. And I don't know how she picked up on this, but she got in my ear and said, this is not happening. And, I kind of started swatting her away. You know how you do a mosquito? But she was persistent, and she kept pushing. And then in the past couple weeks, there was another just amazing friend. You may see him coming up next. He's the drummer, Tracy Smith.
I know Tracy.
You know Tracy. That dude. Tracy's that dude. And, I told Tracy, he said, oh, no. Usually he says, oh, yes. And this time he said, oh, no. He said, this is not happening. This is what we're going to do. And he just went to, he didn't let my words even faze him. And I just have to give thanks to Tanya and to Tracy because they wouldn't let it happen.
Well, I'm thankful for Tracy and Tanya as well. TNT.
The T and
TNT.
Listen, that's that Philly dynamite. They both from Philly, too.
That's what's up now.
That's right.
That's right. I told you as well.
You did.
That you're on the horizon or right at the door of a breakthrough. Your voice and your spirit, those together are going to heal. They're going to change lives. They're going to break yokes. They're going to be people that are going to be set free by listening to you. And because the adversary knows that, they will use every trick, fair and unfair, to trip you up, to make you doubt, and to try to blind you from what it is that the Most High has put you here to do. Amen. So I'm very, very thankful that you decided to keep on moving. You got to keep your head up, even in the depths of despair. If it's a situation where you're called into it, the Most High will walk you through it and pull you right out. Won't he now?
Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
Now, tell me about The Real Me. How long ago did you actually put this out?
So, The Real Me was we actually finished recording it 2 years ago, right around the time you and I met.
Really?
Donald Robinson and I, that's that producer we mentioned earlier,
He's
partner.
a bad dude.
That's a bad brother right there.
Donald Robinson's
And, that was part of the Tanya Robinson phase of you will not quit. As a matter of fact, I want you to go over here and get to work. Wow. And so what came out of it was, many times we allow people, things, and circumstances to overrule, and it can cloud the authenticity of who you are and what you're really supposed to be. I mean, you can look at it, I'm all about relationship with God, but I'm not about, fakeness or religion, right? You have to be what God created you to be and not the thumbprint of what someone else wants you to be.
I heard that.
And I had to find that again.
I heard that. Well, thank the Most High you did.
Yeah, every day.
Do you write all of your own music?
I do write most of it.
Really?
Yes.
Did you write The Real Me?
I did. In fact, true story. Donald and I were sitting at that time in a garage with a keyboard. And, I just started kind of humming something. He said, wait, what's that?
That sounds like him.
And so he just started doing something, and I grabbed a pen and a piece of paper, and we wrote The Real Me in 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You talk about inspiration.
It was inspiring because it felt good to just be. No restriction, no restraint. I had to get to that place of there's a reason why I am who I am and you are who you are. Your mark on this world is indelible. And so I had to own the mark that is Deanna Ransom.
That's awesome. You have been on some very prominent stages.
God has been good, yes.
TBN.
Yes.
Now, that's impressive by itself. But you've also been on Bobby Jones' Gospel.
Yeah, that BET. Yeah.
On BET. Now, how was that experience?
First of all, when you say Bobby Jones, you got to put some respect on it.
You
I mean,
respect.
that is the ambassador. And the BET experience is just amazing. The energy is amazing. And so when you go in there, there were people who knew my name. I was like, you know who I am? But, I think that when you cultivate an atmosphere that, like you're doing now with this platform that you're creating, and I just want to thank you for stepping out and creating this kind of a platform, right? Because so many times as artists, you can walk into a place and, they act like they doing you a favor, or, they coming at you, or,
They don't treat you with respect and care.
No kind of respect, no kind of care. And listen, it's not about being a diva, but my God, today, like you can't treat somebody with kindness. And so that BET stage was phenomenal. I mean, the people were phenomenal. And they put me on, watch this, Jay Moss and Richard Smallwood, and then they called Deanna Ransom.
What? You came after them?
I came after Richard Smallwood and Jay Moss. It was like, okay.
Well, you did your thing. I saw the video clip of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, she was absolutely amazing, y'all.
I try, you know what? It's back to holding that mark that is me. I mean, I truly respect every artist that's out there, because when you're trying to do what this thing here, you put your heart in it. And, so there's a lot of respect and recognition that I have to give to every artist. I have no hatred in my heart or no competition. But for me, it was like, well, this is what the real me.
All right. All right, y'all. You have another song that's out. I'm going to show everybody this one.
Yes.
You Reign. This is what you know. What you don't know is that it is now 140, that's 140, ranked on the gospel gospel charts, right? Billboard gospel charts. Let me make that clear. 140 on the Billboard gospel charts. Do you have management?
See, why you want to put me on front and center like that?
I got to ask.
No, I do not. And there's a reason for that. I mean, again, you understand.
I do.
Behind the scenes, it can be challenging. You have to get to a certain point, right, before certain folk may want to deal with you, right? And that's okay. I'm all right with that, because I'm true to this. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this.
Exactly.
So, I don't have management, but I do have support. You couldn't do this without some level of support. And so, Jerry Silvers, if you hear this interview, I need to make sure I give some recognition. And there are many others.
Jerry Silvers, I salute you as well. I mean, 140 on the Billboard gospel charts. You charted. You can't take something like that for granted. How long do you think, or do you feel, that you'll want to do this? Now that you've been rejuvenated.
Yes.
And that you've been corrected.
Correction and
That's right.
rejuvenation.
And now you're back on the right path. How long do you think you'll be able to do this?
I feel like by having the experience that I've had in these past few weeks, Tracy and the band and this particular platform, that you put in place, because this is part of that process of healing for me.
Oh, wow.
It's easy to say, I'm done, and then it's like you get that call, right? Like, yeah, nah, you're going to do this show. And I wanted to tell you no, but it was you. So,
My girl.
But I couldn't say no. I was like, yes. What?
And I had no idea you were going through.
I was going through, but it was you, and I couldn't say no. And I made up my mind. I said, okay, I'm just going to get through this, and then I'm done. And, here's Tracy, here's this. Now I'm back to like, oh, my gosh.
See?
It's time to go harder and do more and further. And you said it best, When you have good people like you, Elle, and the platform you've created and the right people around you, it's not time to stop. It's time to push in because there has to be a breakthrough. And so I want to thank you for speaking into my life because I needed it at this moment.
You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. Really. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, real knows real.
Yeah.
And I know what it's like to be out here. You put your time in and everything, and then you languish in obscurity, and you just think that, you know, you'll never be able to fulfill your vision or fulfill your purpose. Yeah. Because that's what real music and real musicians are all about. Healing, changing the world,
yes.
Bringing attention to issues that affect everybody, you know, and you have a fantastic voice. You have the sweetest spirit. I'm just so thankful that you decided to tell me yes and push through and push on and come on this show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So now, when we come back, we're going to have Miss Deanna sing one of her songs for us. Is that all right, y'all? So stay right there. Don't you go nowhere. Unsigned Soul. We'll be back.
Unsigned Soul, y'all.
As always, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Suzanne Burgess of Suzanne Burgess Design, under the House of Burgess. La Vie Creates. They make your events magical. Just Love Images, your one-stop shop for all of your video and photography needs. Delaney's Soul Food Restaurant. It's good food, not fast food, and it's food made with love. And last but not least, Jam 24/7 Studios. The magic happens right here.
Hi, I'm Tom Watson, owner of Jam 24/7 Sound. We're a full-service audio-video facility. We offer support for working and aspiring musicians. We have a performance stage, rehearsal space. We offer audio-video recording facilities and services. We're conveniently located between Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington vicinity, off of I-95. We're open 24/7 by appointment. I can be reached via text or telephone at 302-367-4647, and I look forward to working with you.